Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Gentlemen, welcome to night 2 of Nitro 12. For those of you that joined us for night 1, thank you very much. It was an incredible event. We saw Samoa Joe win the Intercontinental Championship. The Las Vegas Connection won the first ever Evolved Gauntlet match. Candice LeRae returned home to Seattle, came up short for the U.S. title, and of course, Swerve Strickland defended the GAW Cruiserweight Championship for the first time in 2.5 years. Well, today, we begin with the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge, a night that sees 2 titles on the line, the Rise title and the Storm Tag Team Championships. We've got a great event coming up for you tonight. Comes to the Beat the Clock Challenge, we know what position you're in when you win. Bandito, of course, won in dramatic fashion 2 years ago, went on to win the Rumble on the Beach and become the Intercontinental Champion, then later the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Last season it was Jackal who won the Beat the Clock Challenge, used that to catapult him into the Challenger Briefcase ladder match. Now Jackal holds the GAW Challenger briefcase. So what could happen here on Nitro 12's Beat the Clock Challenge? 3 matches, and of course, you must win as fast as possible. The fastest time will be crowned the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge champion. And as always, we don't know who's coming in until they enter. Midnight representing Evolution, Buddy Murphy in here representing Friday Night Storm. The all-time record in the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge set by Walter a few years ago at 1 minute and 7 seconds. The record since we've come to YouTube, Bandito's 1:43 from Nitro 10. Midnight looking to break that. The first Raw champion. He's going to need to do better than that against Murphy. One of the reasons that you see matches that are so quick is because you have guys working at such a high pace. It's not something they're used to. They're much more liable to make mistakes, and that's exactly what we've seen. Now Murphy, great job to back Midnight into a corner. Murphy going after the leg, 45 seconds in. Not a distinct advantage for any of these men. It seems as though, for now, Walter's record may stand. Midnight, nice job getting away from Buddy Murphy's attempts. Midnight takes him down. Beautiful job by the former Raw champion. We have passed 1 minute 7. Walter's record will stand for this match, but if Midnight can break 1:43, it would take a historic effort from one of the other 4 men competing to beat his time. Midnight, not known for his pace necessarily, but most certainly known for his power and strength. Midnight, Yankee Destroyer came over the top, 90 seconds in. Midnight has to drag Murphy away from the ropes. Midnight's got to put this cover on. Is that going to be too much? We've passed 1 minute 43. Midnight hooks the leg. Midnight at about 1:45 sets the time to beat. Having to drag Murphy away from the ropes cost him valuable time. The unofficial time on the clock, 1:46. We'll get that verified, but 1:46 would put him about in line for winning this thing. Since we've come to YouTube, that's about what you can expect. love it from our set designer here. Just an incredible artist for General Admission Wrestling, but they have set it up so that our wrestlers are walking through basically holograms to come to the ring. Absolutely phenomenal work by our team here at General Admission Wrestling, without whom none of this would be possible. So make sure you join the Discord. Link is down in the description. You can interact with the guys that are responsible for making this series happen. Incredible minds for the business. Davey Richards, the next man to enter. This will be his first Beat the Clock challenge. Of course, Richards most famous for being locked in a match with Will Ospreay, a rivalry with Will Ospreay over the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. He participated in possibly the greatest ladder match in GAW history.
I got a bottle of Patron and some lights off. Two red devil looking eyeballs, and I finna turn up when the night falls.
Here we go, the rookie Raymond Church. This is the correct time for him to be involved in something like this. He got really hot towards the end of the Rookie of the Year tournament. He unfortunately ran into a buzzsaw in the knockout stage, but Raymond Church, he looked very, very good towards the end. He clearly improved throughout the duration of Rookie of the Year. So this is the correct time for Church to get involved in something like this. You'll love to see him out here. Tremendous job by him to get recognized. You don't have to like the way he did it, but Church has been involved in talks with several of the groups around Evolution. The rookie now has an opportunity to launch himself into the stars, so to speak, if he has to pick up a win here in the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge. It's happened to Bandito, it's happened to Jackal. Right now, it looks like it's going to happen to midnight, 1:46, the time to beat. Raymond Church playing it up here in Seattle. No surprise that he's doing it, of course. This is Raymond Church we're talking about. If he played it up in front of a few hundred in Atlanta, what's he gonna do here in front of 20,000 in Seattle? Once again, the time to beat, 1:46. Clock starts now, and Raymond Church is the first to go after Richards. Beautiful job by Church. Early cover from Raymond, only a 1 count. And we don't know who the final 2 men competing will be. That's a surprise until they show up. We'll just have to see. Church from the top drops the knee. Raymond Church, what a start here against a veteran of the business, one of the most respected men in all of professional wrestling. Davey Richards struggling in the early going, but turns aside that right hand from Church. Richards with the side headlock takeover, and Richards gonna wrench the neck. I like this a lot from Davey Richards, and Church able to free himself as we again approach the minute mark. Double foot stomp from Richards. Church went underneath it now. Richards just trying to get control of the pace of the match. 1 minute, it seems as though Walter's record once again will be safe, at least for this match. Richards over the top of the sunset flip. Doesn't hold on for the cover. Richards, he's got to get himself fired up. Somehow left kick. Uncorked, hit the chest, unprotected. Richards into the cover. 2 count. Church survives as we come up on 90 seconds. 1 minute 46 looms. Someone's gonna have to do something here, and if it's Davey Richards, we know the ankle lock is dangerous, but he needs time in order to cause enough pain to tap Raymond Church out. 140, someone's gotta make a move here. Church, it's gonna happen from Church. Church takes him down, perches up, boom, there's the kick by Church. Beautiful job by Raymond Church, but we've passed the 146 mark. Church, if he gets it here, it won't be enough. Raymond Church defeats Davey Richards, but the final time at 1:55 unofficial, Church will miss out on midnight's mark. 9 seconds off was Raymond Church. A valiant effort from the rookie, but Midnight's 146 is good enough, at least for now. One more match to come in the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge.
You think you still can take advantage, and you always took my humbleness for granted, but I know my worth, you can't take that away from me. And I know you think you still can take advantage, but it hasn't worked out like you fucking planned it, 'cause I know my worth, you can't take that away from me.
Another rookie enters the fold. It's Dorian Wayne Bush, who was trending in the opposite direction from Raymond Church, unfortunately for him, towards the end of the Rookie of the Year tournament. But he is determined, he is tough. Unfortunately, he does not fight the kind of style that would necessarily lend itself to a competition like this. That being said, strange things happen in the Beat the Clock Challenge. We know how good the proper 12 locker room has been and can be. Wow. This is unbelievable. And you hear the St. James Infirmary, you know that it is Conor McGregor and the proper 12 locker room. Anything can happen in the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge. Rex Steiner showing up. Oh my God. Oh! Steiner uncorks the right. Steiner apparently not worried about that minute 46 set by Midnight. Celebrates before the cover. 20 seconds. Dorian Bush kicks out Steiner. My goodness, now Steiner with a huge shot to the face, 30 seconds. Steiner with the elbow drop. The air on that maneuver from Rex Steiner, representing the proper 12 locker room. Steiner gets Bush up to his feet. Now, Bush going in, caught Steiner. A little bit of a hand fight there. Bush's right hand countered by Steiner. As we approach the 1 minute mark, Steiner with the pump handle into the slam. Rex Steiner. Before 1 minute on the clock, Rex Steiner has just beaten the record. 59 seconds for Rex Steiner. The proper 12 locker room has just claimed the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge. What a moment. We have a new record. And Rex Steiner, in his debut, defeats Dorian Bush in less than 1 minute. 59 seconds will live on as our record. Well, Rex Steiner is here in GAW. What more could you want? It's another rookie showcase. Franky, Omega Jr., and the Little Dragon. So much violence involved in this rivalry, but they will now share the ring for the first time since Franky Jr. took the Little Dragon out of the Rookie of the Year tournament. That was months ago at this point. The hatred has just been bubbling for all that time, and now they get to settle it on the biggest stage.
Falling down, and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain in your smile. I can finally see you now.
It's great to see the Little Dragon back, and we've seen how much aggressiveness he has brought. We've seen what he's done, what he's improved upon. He has gotten so much better over time. And certainly since coming back, I mean, I think Franky Omega's attack, it might have actually helped him, if anything. I mean, you almost feel like the Little Dragon is better now than he was when he left. And that is something I don't think Franky Omega intended at all. Here we go, Franky Jr., the Little Dragon, 2 rookies on GAW's biggest stage. This is exactly what Evolution is all about. This is what the GAW Academy is all about. This is what we have been working towards this whole time. The fact that we have these rookies, they're out here, they're doing what they do, and they're impressing everyone, they're showing just how good they are, they're settling beef, they're doing all of this at GAW's biggest stage. Really incredible. It's really something. Little Dragon trying to utilize his speed to get things started off in this match, but Franky Omega coming back with the spinning Michinoku driver. What a job here now. The Little Dragon handspring into the Pele kick. The Little Dragon will have the advantage in terms of athleticism here. Let's see what Franky does to try to mitigate that. The Little Dragon with a Phoenix splash. Again, you can see that extra level of aggressiveness that he brings in. Beautiful job by the Little Dragon. Grounded Franky Omega, but now Junior going low, changing levels. We see he's got those claws still on his fingers. We know how dangerous they can be, and now he's going after the legs. There's very little you can do when someone like Franky Omega Jr. with his proven track record of exactly this kind of thing. He is vicious. He will isolate limbs as best he can, but the Little Dragon, it doesn't have to be the prettiest thing, but he's just sliding out of that armbar any way he can. Franky Jr. comes by it rightfully. His father, the arm collector, Franky Omega. We know what he does, but now Junior, Omega Theory, Junior got him up. Franky Omega Jr. It was a fast and furious effort by the Little Dragon, but the Omega Theory is too much. I like what he did. I like what he was trying to do. Wow. I like Franky Jr. I like his game. I like the Little Dragon a lot. Unfortunately for the Little Dragon, he went too hard and Franky Jr. just took advantage. Just simply took advantage of the Little Dragon overextending himself somewhat. It's a little unfortunate, but that's what happens. And Franky Jr. experience beyond his years. Folks, just one more Wrestling World Cup team to reveal. It is Team Australia. Here we go. Team Australia will be captained by the Switchblade Jay White. Now, I don't know what he did to allow himself to compete for Australia. Jay White was born in New Zealand, as far as I know. No immediate familial connections to Australia, but he somehow weaseled his way in. So by way of New Zealand, Jay White will be captaining. Robbie Eagles, possibly Australia's most famous talent and a former GAW Tag Team Champion, will join the fray. Bronson Reed, the big man, one of the strongest individuals in the sport of professional wrestling. He will lend his considerable services to Team Australia, and Australia, like many of our other teams, will be bringing a dedicated tag team. It is the Mighty Don't Kneel, Shane Thorne, Nick Miller, both of them healthy, ready to go, and they will be representing the country down under in the Wrestling World Cup. So we have all of our World Cup teams set. They are ready to go. The tournament kicks off when Season 4 begins in just a little bit. Make sure you join the Discord for all the schedule updates, all the roster updates. We will hear from a couple of our team captains on Night 3.
Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more.
Look how the giant killer comes out for his match. He cuts an imposing figure, does Dagonite. But he will not be intimidating to the one man that he would obviously hope would be intimidated by the sight of this. Eddie Hernandez has been preparing for this match for weeks. Indeed, Dagonite is the reason why Eddie Hernandez, will not be coming into this Nitro 12 event as champion. Dagonite cost Hernandez against Igris for the Apex title. So Eddie Hernandez is coming into this contest wanting revenge. But anytime you have to do something like that against Dagonite, could be a recipe for a very bad day. We know what Dagonite's capable of. We know what he can do. This is not exactly the position that you would have wanted to be in if you were Eddie Hernandez, but Eddie is fearless and he is ready. The determined look on the face of Eddie Hernandez, the face of Evolution, the face of the Academy, whatever you want to say about Eddie Hernandez. I'll tell you what, man, this guy is ready. I said it before, but I'm even more determined now to say that this is, as far as Eddie Hernandez is concerned, he's fought in some of the biggest matches in the history of this promotion. But as far as Eddie Hernandez, I believe, is concerned right now, this is the biggest match of his career. And here in Seattle, Hernandez will take just one solitary moment to bask in the glow of the fans, who will forever be grateful to what he did. And how many wrestlers on Evolution would we never have seen or heard of without Eddie Hernandez? I dare say that Dagonite is probably one of them, but now here we are, Hernandez using his quickness to get away from the much larger Dagonite, and you can see Hernandez going into attack as much as he can. Dagonite just tossing him away. Almost nothing Eddie Hernandez can do here. He's backed into the corner. A defensive struggle to start things out here. Dagonite will be the first, gets him up. Oh my God. Alabama slam, high velocity, but that right hand countered by Hernandez, and Hernandez finally lands a punch. Gets Dagonite up against the rope, and Hernandez will use the ropes to his advantage. What a defensive struggle to start things out. But Eddie Hernandez finally chops the big man down. Dagonite fights off his back, and Dagonite's gonna go up top. Eddie Hernandez is there to meet him. Oh man, what a shot to the midriff. Dagonite trying to go in. Hernandez baited him in as Dagonite tried for the double axe handle. Hernandez slid underneath in a springboard moonsault. Eddie Hernandez, first cover of the match here from the former Apex champion, only a 1 count. And you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep doing what you do. If you're Eddie Hernandez, you gotta continue as best you can. Hernandez, boot to the gut, and finally Eddie Hernandez has some offense going, but Dagonite frees himself, and I don't know if Hernandez was gonna try a suplex or what. Adrenaline can make you do a lot of things, and Eddie Hernandez feeling the adrenaline right now. Unfortunately, he's also feeling Dagonite's fist against his face repeatedly. That ground and pound, incredibly dangerous. Dagonite sends him across. Hernandez placed on the top rope. Dagonite springs up, and that's something he can do. Don't ever put it past the big man. He has some incredible athleticism in that massive frame, and Dagonite, now his first cover of the match. It's dangerous. No. Wow. Dagonite will go again. Leg drop. This time Hernandez rolls out from underneath, but he walks straight in to a Dagonite. Dagonite has him up. Power bomb. Hernandez rolled straight into a Dagonite cover. Dagonite, no. You got to do more than that to defeat Eddie Hernandez. And now Hernandez going in, and he's caught again by the massive Dagonite, but now Hernandez caught him trying to change levels. Hernandez going for the spinning elbow. Now Hernandez caught him, rolls him in. Hernandez triangle choke as Eddie Hernandez. It takes 2 hands to try to get around Dagonite's massive wrist. Dagonite perches up out of the triangle, and Dagonite able to free himself. Both men have had huge opportunities, and now you can see Dagonite a little bit cautious, moving around Hernandez. He walks straight into the boot to the gut. Now Hernandez lifts him up. Hernandez with a brain buster. The strength it takes to put Dagonite up there like that. Hernandez, drive by from Eddie Hernandez, and the cover. He's done it. No. Dagonite survives Eddie Hernandez. Now he's caught with a huge ham hock from Dagonite. And the big man retreating into the corner, thinks better of it, and instead drops Hernandez with a suplex. That's a long way to fall if you're Eddie Hernandez. Now Dagonite taking a page out of Hernandez's playbook. Triangle choke applied by Dagonite. Hernandez, what? What did he just do? Eddie Hernandez just powerbombed Dagonite by deadlifting him out of the triangle choke. Hernandez caught coming in. Dagonite with the stomp. This match has been unreal. Now Dagonite boot to the gut, and Dagonite looking again. Here comes the powerbomb. Hernandez saw it coming, and he just came from a long way up. Now Hernandez springboards off Hernandez. What a lariat from Eddie Hernandez. Now going up top. Hernandez, speak easy. Eddie Hernandez, another cover. Hernandez has defeated Dagonite. Sweet revenge from Eddie Hernandez. What a job. What a match. Wow. Hernandez, here's another look at one of the most impressive feats of strength I've ever seen, but it was only the second most impressive feat of strength in this match. Hernandez deadlifts and power bombs Dagonite. And that is just what Eddie Hernandez does. He does the unthinkable time and time again. It's the first of 2 title matches on the night here at Nitro 12. The Rise title is on the line in a 2 out of 3 falls contest. Queen Alexia has yet to defeat Yamamoto. It's not for lack of trying, and Alexia has beaten basically everyone else in her path up till now. Alexia's career record in GAW, wait for it, 16-2-1. You want to know who those 2 losses were? Yamamoto. Yes. And one of those, by the way, was in a 2 out of 3 falls match back at Cairo, but there is no other way to settle it between these 2. Alexia has tried everything, but the Rise champion has just been that bit better every time. Moto coming back out in the Rainmaker coat, and no Kenny Omega here at Nitro for Yamamoto, opting to do this herself, and I believe that this is probably something from the mind of Kenny himself. Moto, just a visual reminder to Queen Alexia that no matter what I've done, no matter who I've been, you have never beaten me. And unfortunately for Alexia, that much is certainly true. The Rise title on the line. Yamamoto has been unbeatable since joining forces with Kenny Omega. Here we go, the purple and white. Can Alexia finally do it this time? Let's get started. Our second title match of the evening coming up next as the House of Black defend the Tag Team Championships against the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallus. And you see the level of knowledge that both women have about their opponent. Yamamoto, knowing that that knife edge chop will be open, but Alexia turns aside that one. Now Alexia has her up on the shoulders, Death Valley driver. We know that Alexia will pull the Queen's crown out of that position as well. We also know that Alexia, one of the more talented athletes in the world, and there it is. Standing moonsault press from Queen Alexia, hooks the leg, 2 count. Yamamoto rolls up, float over DDT from the Rise champion. These women not playing all the hits, instead they're trying to do anything they can to confuse their opponent. Great takedown from Alexia, going after the legs as well. And this is exactly what I mean by that. This is not something that Alexia would normally do, but it is something she's going to do here against Yamamoto, because it's exactly what Moto would not be expecting. And that's what you have to do. That's what it has to be. You gotta try something when you're in a match like this. Now, Moto again, float over, DDT, no. Alexia able to free herself, and that time Moto got a little bit too predictable. Alexia opening her up with a striking combination, and Alexia has the much taller woman, Alexia, with a face breaker. So out of a sort of inverted torture rack position, Alexia taking complete advantage of Moto being a little too predictable just one time. That is the level that these women are fighting at. That's how much they know each other, and that's how good they are. Beautiful job from Alexia with a standing shooting star press. Alexia, springboard Phoenix splash, and another standing shooting star. How many women do you see doing things like this? Queen Alexia is something special. Now her DDT countered by Moto. Now it was Alexia who's a little bit too predictable, and Moto fires her off the ropes. Alexia swings wildly with the right. Moto hits the ropes. What a lariat! Moto blasts her, turns her around, and now Moto into the figure 4, and Moto is driving it in. I don't think she meant for the tap out. I think she was just trying to hurt the knees, hurt the legs, and stop Queen Alexia from using the speed. Now Moto has the arm. Alexia pulls her back, rips her with the right, and Alexia with an elevated flatliner. Again, it's going to be the first to really land something here. Alexia going in. Moto change levels. Moto with a lariat. Trying to pick the legs. Alexia now back on her feet. It has been 50-50 on offense this entire time. Alexia, her super kick, caught by Yamamoto, and Moto into the belly-to-belly suplex. I don't know if that was predictable or Moto's just so fast she saw it coming. Rainmaker! Moto caught the super kick. Rainmaker. Moto has the first fall. And Yamamoto will fire straight back on offense. Absolutely no hesitation for the Rise champion. And Moto, look at this. Cloverleaf, and Moto came all the way down. Didn't hang on to it or anything. Yamamoto is dominant right now. This was 50-50 over the last minute and a half. Yamamoto, this is according to our live stats, Yamamoto has 95% of the offense over the last minute and a half of this match, and it just continues. Fujiwara armbar. By the way, live stats that we're keeping on this end, something that we're trying to integrate into next season. Hopefully, we'll give you more of a statistical look at the great matches of GAW. Moto trying to come in for the takedown. She's caught by Alexia. And Alexia, look at the strength into the brain buster. Off the stall. Queen Alexia hooks the leg. Alexia, no! I thought she had just tied it up. Moto, too tough for that. But Alexia, what's she got in mind? Alexia turns her around. Moto playing defense. Moto coming in. Alexia ducked the takedown attempt. Hits her with the lariat. Now Alexia using her speed from the top. Phoenix splash. She came from a long way up. Now from the very top rope into the springboard moonsault. Alexia's feats of athleticism are just special. They just are. Now she's going into the cover. What a combination. No! I mean, they are incredible. Now Alexia, elbow to the back of the head. That hurts enough. This might hurt even more. Alexia was going in. Yamamoto again playing tremendous defense, but Alexia firing back. She will not let Yamamoto come back out on top. Moto's defense has been stellar. And now she stands Alexia up. Whips over the ropes. I don't even know if Moto knew her own strength there. By the way, among all qualified wrestlers in Evolution, Yamamoto has the best reversal rate. She is the best defensive wrestler among all qualified women in Evolution. By the way, among all qualified wrestlers, male or female in Evolution, Yamamoto is second in reversal rate. Only Yun-Son Park is a better defensive wrestler. So this is what Moto does, and that's why she's so hard to beat. A lot of it's from her intelligence. Kenny Omega helping things out as well. As this match has moved to the outside, even more pain being inflicted by both women. In that case, it was Yamamoto. Alexia fighting up off her back. Now both women being cautious, and it'll be Moto that comes back into the ring. Alexia taking her time, and Yamamoto will force the issue, coming back outside and sends Alexia back in. That is the personal growth, the growth as a professional that we've seen from Moto, but Alexia once again. Alexia gets her up, stalling brain buster. For the second time, it nearly got the job done the first time, and it ties the match this time. But Moto caught her coming in. Moto's gonna steal this thing. Moto's gonna steal this thing too. No! Oh my God, it was almost the ultimate big brain move from Yamamoto. Now, Moto, Rainmaker! Yamamoto, this is exactly how she did it the first time. No! This is exactly how it went down. But now, Now, Moto again. Moto going in for the back. Alexia caught her. Alexia has her up. Queen's crown. No, Moto came down to the other side and Moto gets her up. Moto. Tombstone pile driver. Yamamoto is going to win. Yamamoto retains the Rise Championship. Absolutely tremendous. And I can't believe the speed that third fall happened at. Wow. Yamamoto retains. She earned it. And Queen Alexia, the struggles continue. She has not been able to bring Yamamoto down. Try as she might, the Rise champion is still the best on Evolution.
The devil lay in the distance. He's in your sins. I sold my soul years ago, so I could be rich. Yesterday.
Well, I don't know how it could top the first one, but we have a second title match here on night 2 of Nitro 12. The Good Brothers returning to GAW, looking for their third tag team title. They will have to dethrone the team that's rising possibly quickest in popularity, quickest in skill, and the team that has put on more Match of the Year contenders than any other team I can think of. It's the House of Black. Incredible was that? Bobby Lashley and Shinsuke Nakamura walking through the hologram, holding the tag team championships. They have been quite literally unbeatable since Aleister Black brought them into the fold. Black promised that the team he would bring would be dominant, and they most certainly have been. Nakamura and Lashley will defend those titles again. And what a matchup this is. Doc Gallows and Bobby Lashley start things off in this title match. Lashley, an immediate demonstration of strength and power, stalling with Doc Gallows' vertical suplex. There are not very many men in the world that can do that. There aren't many men who could do that with anyone, let alone the 300-pound Doc Gallows. Doc frees himself, has to back in to the House of Black corner, and Lashley again will catch him with that suplex, and instead front sides him this time, pitches him forward. Face first, Lashley is taking control, and he is just making it look easy right now. Military press into the gutbuster. Lashley will go again. Choke slam, just tossing him around. Lashley, he's proven enough. Here comes Shinsuke Nakamura. Someone whose quickness might be more suitable to dealing with someone like Doc Gallows. Now Nakamura going up top, and he's thrown off by Carl Anderson. And Nakamura feeling the effects, tag in. Here comes Bobby Lashley. Gallows is to his feet, and Gallows will try to go after Lashley. It's not often that Lashley looks small, but Gallows with a power bomb over the top. Carl Anderson coming to the rescue of Big Doc Gallows, saves him and allows him to get back in this match. Now Gallows just stretching out Lashley, and again, when was the last time you saw Lashley give up size like this?
4.
Gallows sends him across. Now Gallows and the referee getting into it. Gallows gonna go back outside where Bobby Lashley's waiting for him. Lashley will jump on him and sends him face first.
2.
When you have this many things to worry about, sometimes you can make mistakes. And certainly, both Doc Gallows and Shinsuke Nakamura have made mistakes. Gallows looking for a choke slam, and Bobby Lashley going after the eyes and a lariat to the back of the head. You gotta do what you gotta do when you're dealing with the Good Brothers. And we know what these guys are capable of. Lashley going after the arm. Now he's got Gallows and sends him across the face of the ring, straight into the steel steps. Lashley heads back in, and Gallows
7.
down on the outside as the referee has reached 7. No need to wait for Gallows because Lashley will go outside, continue the beat down on the outside. Lashley, short arm clothesline. You can generate a shocking level of power from something like that. Now, Lashley, military press. It's not often you see Lashley look small, and it's not often you see Doc Gallows get dominated in strength like we're seeing right now with Bobby Lashley, but this is what Lashley does to people. Back into the ring he goes, and right in the face of Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. He'll go back out, and Gallows will send him back into the ring. He's got no desire to continue this match on the outside. Lashley back to his feet. Gallows back in the ring. Lashley has him up. Oh my God. I've never seen that before. Gallows reaches out, tags in Carl Anderson, and now here comes Anderson. Lashley trying to bring him into House of Black territory. Anderson, maybe the quickest man in this match, float over. DDT attempt countered by Lashley, who saw it coming, and Lashley with a belly-to-belly. This is what the House of Black has done, but only a 1 count as Anderson, the freshest man in this match. Not for long, though, because Bobby Lashley drives him with the powerbomb, and here comes Nakamura once again. Nakamura will get his chance against Carl Anderson, who pitched him off the top and forced Nakamura out of this match. Nakamura trying to take revenge, and he will pitch Anderson forward into that front side suplex, and Nakamura is going to bring back the hot hand. Well, why wouldn't you? Lashley has been phenomenal in this match. I'd bring him back too. Lashley, boot to the gun, and he's got Anderson up. Lashley looking for the Dominator. Anderson coming down on the other side. Anderson's right hand didn't reach Lashley, but Lashley's left hand caught by Anderson. Spine buster. One of the prettiest there is. And Carl Anderson has taken over for the Good Brothers. Boy, it seemed like the House of Black were unbeatable, but Carl Anderson has done just enough. And I know hindsight is 20/20, but you wonder if Nakamura made a mistake by tagging Lashley back in. Is it possible Lashley's getting tired? Maybe not, because Doc Gallows is in. Lashley avoids the leg pick. Now here comes Shinsuke Nakamura. Gallows will make his way over to that corner, and he's backed off by Nakamura's incredible striking. Now Nakamura approaching, Irish whip. Gallows sent over the top. Could Nakamura want to take his turn on the outside with Gallows? I think that's what he and Lashley are trying to figure out right now. Gallows makes his way to his feet. It seems as though Nakamura, Nakamura will come down, and Nakamura making an uncharacteristic mistake. Doc Gallows was ready. Maybe Nakamura had hoped that he'd be able to take Gallows by surprise. It didn't happen. Gallows was ready for Shinsuke Nakamura. And now Gallows takes advantage, and he'll send him back into the ring. Nakamura trying to get back to his feet. Here comes Doc Gallows. And the big man gets him up onto the shoulders. Gallus just drops him face first onto the turnbuckle. Nakamura is now struggling as Doc Gallows has him by the throat. Just picks him up. It's the strength that we sometimes take for granted, but men like Doc Gallows don't come around very often. Someone who can just do things like that casually. Tag in. Carl Anderson is into the match, legal for the second time. Nakamura in the corner. Anderson trying to go after him. Nakamura is just too quick for him on this occasion. And now the champion again hits him with that front side suplex. And Nakamura will tag in Bobby Lashley. Here comes Lashley, gun stun from Carl Anderson. He was playing dead. He caught Lashley. Shinsuke Nakamura was there just in time. Now Nakamura and Lashley combine on Anderson. Anderson has to fight Nakamura off, rolls away from Lashley. His right hand caught by Lashley. And now the former Intercontinental Champion has him up. And Lashley with the shoulder gut buster. Beautiful tag team combination by Lashley and Nakamura. And now here's the tag in. Nakamura, legal once again. He's going after Anderson. Nakamura brings him down. Kick to the back of the knee. Nakamura lighting him up with these kicks. The king of strong style. Boom! There's the roundhouse. He uncorked it to the temple of Carl Anderson. Doc Gallows needs to be there. Wow! Gallows is mashed by Bobby Lashley, and now Nakamura ducks underneath a huge right hand from Gallows. Nakamura backside throws him down. Nakamura loving it, but Carl Anderson is back on his feet behind him. Belly to back suplex with the bridge. Anderson, no. Nakamura with a quick kick out. Anderson rolls to his feet. Nakamura, Irish whip. Anderson goes over the top rope. Nakamura will follow it. Now Nakamura on the outside. He's got him in the triangle choke. This is just for pain and emotion. Carl Anderson perches up, able to get on his feet and free himself from an extremely painful triangle choke. Anderson snaps suplex on the unforgiving ground, but Nakamura pops right back up to his feet. He and Anderson staring each other down. Nakamura, couple quick kicks, German suplex. Anderson with the elbow. Now Anderson, German suplex, and Nakamura turning around. Now Shinsuke around the body of Doc Gallows, who makes his way to his feet. Shinsuke back into the ring, calling for Anderson to follow. The machine gun will do as much, and Shinsuke pounces on him. Nakamura bring him over to friendly territory, but Anderson knows what that might entail, and in front of Bobby Lashley, Anderson able to free himself. Anderson with a TKO. Carl Anderson and Bobby Lashley is in immediately, breaks the cover. But the damage certainly done, and here comes Big Doc Gallows. Shinsuke Nakamura back to his feet. Gallows choke slam. Big Doc, but again, Bobby Lashley is there in time to break things up, and Lashley will get out of the ring before Gallows can do any damage. Now, here comes Carl Anderson, and it just continues. Nakamura makes his way to his feet. Anderson! Good Lord! Carl Anderson runs him through, but here he is again, Bobby Lashley. Anderson now has Nakamura, and Anderson trying to get him towards his own corner. Nakamura valiantly fighting out of that roundhouse kick. Anderson ducked underneath it. Anderson belly to belly. Bobby Lashley has been there multiple times for Shinsuke Nakamura, but now Nakamura needs a tag in desperately from Lashley. Anderson, he's got the leg. Nakamura. Nice job to get Anderson down on his stomach. Now Nakamura, instead of taking the tag, he'll press his advantage. Nakamura looking into friendly territory, but Anderson frees himself from that hold, much like Nakamura did. Anderson comes in, float over, looking for a DDT. Nakamura, couple heavy shots to the abdomen. Nakamura, German suplex. holds the bridge. Gallows just goes straight for Nakamura, hits him on the stomach, but Nakamura goes in for the takedown. He and Gallows will go at it. The referee's distracted. Nakamura's going for a Bomaye, but behind him, Nakamura. The referee didn't see. Bobby Lashley was pulled down by Dash Foley. That is Dash Foley. He pulled Lashley down, and Anderson goes low on Nakamura. Carl Anderson went low. The referee had looked away, and now Anderson has Nakamura in the corner, and Gallows in. Anderson and Gallows. Lashley down. Nakamura had no chance. They will combine for the Magic Killer. The Good Brothers are going to win the Tag Team Championships. Dash Foley just turned this match entirely around. An incredible contest derailed by Dash Foley and a cheating Carl Anderson and Gallows. It's a disgusting display. Horrid turn of events. But Dash Foley has just given the Tag Team Championships to the Good Brothers.
Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, fitting with the same wit. And I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this. Coming up, I had a vision to make it. Never wanted to be nothing, always wanted to play shit. Sit in class, always wondering why I learn the same shit. How the hell am I different if we all know the same shit? I ain't never let them doubt me, it's about me.
It is prime time of night 2. Ricochet on behalf of his friend Johnny Gargano. He is going to step up. And you gotta respect what Ricochet plans to do. We know how talented he is. And it can't be overstated how brave it is to step into the ring against two men who are as dangerous as Gallus, and that is exactly what Ricochet intends to do right now. Joe and Mark Coffey. If they are indeed the men who attacked Johnny Gargano and left us without a world champion heading into Nitro, then absolutely they deserve revenge taken on them by someone like Ricochet. Now, it's worth noting there's no proof that anyone there's no proof for anyone having attacked Johnny Gargano, but Ricochet seems convinced that it is these two men. So Ricochet, regardless of his personal safety, has come out here and decided that he wants to take on the Coffey brothers 2-on-1. And right now, Joe Coffey is just too strong for Ricochet. Now Ricochet has the quickness, he is an incredible athlete, he also has unreal physical stamina. Coffey out of the way, and Coffey going low, trying to go after the legs of Ricochet. No surprise there, he's got to do what he can, but Ricochet downs him with a super kick. Obviously, these two are going to try their best to stop Ricochet from leveraging his best assets, that is his speed and athleticism. Now Ricochet with the moonsault out of a standing position, but Coffey was right there, got the knees up. Coffey, arm trap, scoop slam, drops Ricochet right on the shoulder, and that could dislocate your shoulder easily. Here comes Mark Coffey. And now he's got Ricochet up. Ricochet off the belly to belly. Ricochet going in. He's caught by Coffey, who just hucks him over his head. My God. Again, you got to respect Ricochet's willingness to step in there, step up for a friend, and try to take on men this dangerous. He's got Coffey down. Ricochet going up top. Coffey sees it, but Ricochet into the Frankensteiner off the top. Ricochet turns it into a high stack cover. 1 count on the kick out, but Ricochet springboard 450. Coffey back to his feet. Ricochet doesn't care. He is fighting at such an absurd pace right now. This is hard to keep up with for anyone. I don't care how much bigger the Coffey brothers are. Ricochet fighting out of the corner. Now Ricochet into the DDT. Former Cruiserweight champion. I bet you that now it's back. Ricochet would love to fight for the reactivated Cruiserweight title, but for right now, I don't think he cares about anything other than putting Gallus down. Here comes Joe Coffey, and this is what Ricochet is going to have to deal with, because the Coffey brothers are going to be fresher than him. That's just a fact. He's got him up, reverse suplex, and Ricochet. Could he be starting to run out of gas here? That's the question. At least for the moment, doesn't look like he is. Ricochet still going after it. He's got Coffey grounded. No pun intended. Ricochet, I think he busted him open with that elbow to the head. You gotta love what Ricochet's doing here. Ricochet into the cover. That's a lot of attacks back to back to back on Coffey, but he only got a 2 count out of it. Wow, you got to respect this. You got to respect when Ricochet's doing what he wants to do, and Ricochet still going after it. Coffey firing back, but Ricochet still holding on. Now Ricochet DDT. Mark Coffey wants the tag in. Ricochet wants to go up top. Joe Coffey, can he make it to the corner in time? Ricochet, elbow drop. Joe Coffey just moved out of the way. Now Coffey, reverse suplex. Coffey in position for a tag. He's not going to take it. Here in prime time, everyone wants the opportunity to make things for themselves. Joe Coffey finally will take that tag in. And here comes Mark going after Ricochet. Stands him up. Coffey, right hand turned aside. Ricochet, cutter. Now Coffey down and Ricochet going up top. 630. There it is. Ricochet. Ricochet cover. And Joe Coffey breaks things up. Ricochet. He's going to go straight back to it. Springboard 450. Mark Coffey's up, but Ricochet still on the attack. The pace that he's fighting with. Unbelievable. Out of the corner, Coffey fights back. Coffey gets him up, and at what point is it going to be too much for Ricochet? That's the question. Could it be now? Coffey onto the cover. Ricochet kicks out at 2. Mark Coffey now will tag in Joe. Frequent tags from Gallus. It's a smart move, but Joe, his boot to the gut, caught by Ricochet, and now the Cruiserweight ducks underneath. Ricochet, Pele kick. Unreal, but Mark Coffey there to break things up. Ricochet, undeterred. Ricochet, still on the attack. Up onto the shoulders he goes. Ricochet into the Michinoku driver. And the Cruiserweight champion will go on top. 630 from a long, long, long way away. Mark Coffey needs to be there to break things up. He is. Ricochet will jettison him from the ring, and Ricochet will turn his attention back towards Joe Coffey. Unbelievable 630, and Ricochet still got something in the tank. Joe Coffey to his feet, but he's turned around. Ricochet holds the back, and now Ricochet sends him over. Unbelievable. What is happening right now? Now Ricochet, he's going to deal with a 2-on-1. Ricochet, he's somehow doing it. Joe sends him straight into the apron face first. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous what Ricochet is doing right now. The toughness of this man, and it just goes to show you Ricochet truly believes that Gallus was responsible for what happened to Johnny Gargano. He is stepping up for his friend, the man who believed in him. And Ricochet still going. Joe Coffey on the outside. It doesn't matter to Ricochet. Stands him up. Ricochet, will he get back into the ring? No. Ricochet gonna continue the attack right now. Ricochet with the face buster on the outside. I mean, does he even care what the time limit is right now? Ricochet is just, he's attacking like a madman. It's still going on the outside. Ricochet and the Coffey brothers, it's gonna be a draw. We fought to a time limit draw, but the black and gold has stormed the ring. Oh my God, that's Mark Coffey, who was pulled back into the ring by, I believe that's Bobby Fish. On the outside, Joe Coffey has been assaulted by, I believe that's Raul Mendoza. Fish and Mendoza, and Ricochet is currently just being absolutely sparked by Phantasma and DJZ. The black and gold have stormed primetime on night 2 of Nitro.
I'm sorry, but the fact that any of you thought that these absolute numbskulls from Gallus would be able to stage an attack to take out a world champion and force him to vacate a title, these guys can't even put their own trunks on in the morning. They gotta put each other's on, and you think they could organize something like that? It's an insult to those of us that take this seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you once again the black and gold, courtesy of Adam Cole, baby. Now let me tell you something about our goal. Because when I lost the GAW World Championship, I think a lot of people believed that it was over for us. The reality is, it's only just beginning. And why? Because we're focused. Because trash like this that at one time we would have accepted is no longer acceptable. And as for you, Ricochet, I thought you had it. Truly, I thought you had figured it out. Because yes, we weren't around for a little bit. Because we were planning this. And Ricochet, I know that in a past life, you absolutely would have done anything you could to try to join us, but the offer has been rescinded. You will never get that offer. And why? Because you, like everyone else, is not worthy of the black and gold. Our goal is championships. Our goal is greatness. Our goal is legacy. Both in GAW and around the world. That was our goal from the beginning, and I know that we hadn't lived up to that the way that we needed to, but it's different now. Gallus is gone. Mustache Mountain is gone. Pete Dunne is gone. What you see before you is Adam Cole, Bay, and the Honor Guard. And if you step in front of the black and gold, if you think about challenging the black and gold, then these are the men that you will have to deal with. Johnny Gargano will never come back to general admission wrestling because of what we did to him. He will never come back to professional wrestling because of what we did to him. And that's what happens when you step up to challenge the black and gold. That's what happens when you take something from Adam Cole, baby. And as for Will Ospreay, Drew McIntyre, you won't see me on night 3. I guarantee that. One of you will leave Seattle as the GAW World Champion and the holder of 7 other titles that no one cares about. I can promise you that. But here's what I will also promise you. To the man who leaves Nitro as world champion, just know this. You too have taken something from me. You have taken something from the black and gold. You are disrupting legacy, you are disrupting history, and you will be dealt with. And you see what happened to Johnny Gargano. You see what happened to every man that crossed us in pursuit of wrestling history. And know that you will be on the other side. You have earned it. So to either one of you who leaves here as champion, you will suffer the same fate.